Yo man, this is your boy Boxing Combo. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna do two vids on this fight. Marvin Sansona versus Wilfredo Vazquez Jr. This will be me giving you some info and history on these two fighters and some some details on them a little bit. And then I'm gonna do another vid talking about my prediction on the fight because it's just not gonna fit in a 10-minute video. But let's start off with Marvin Sansona. Marvin Sansona, he's 19 to 20 years old. He's 13-0, 12 KOs. Marvin Sansona, I've only seen him once, but from that fight, I learned a lot from this kid. This kid, he's like supposed to be a young and up-and-coming superstar in the Philippines. He's from the Philippines, and they're calling him the next Manny Pacquiao. The guy's flashy, the guy's fast, he's young, to the point he's arrogant. I think that part, at one point he would need to humble up if he wants to be the next Manny Pacquiao. Because if you learn anything from Manny Pacquiao, that he is a humble cat. I think that's been a huge part of his success and his fame and his popularity in the Philippines and pretty much around the world. Anyway, Sansona, in that fight that I saw, it was at 116, fighting a champion from Puerto Rico called Jose Carita Lopez, a 37-year-old fighter with I don't know his record. It's probably 30-something, a couple of losses. Anyway, the guy, Carita Lopez had won his belt in El Coliseo Rubén Rodriguez in Puerto Rico versus another Filipino fighter, which, man, I forget it. I don't recall his name, but dude, man, he was a strong cat. It was a good fight. Anyway, Carita Lopez then lost to Sansona, a 19-year-old up-and-coming superstar. This kid, he's fast, he's strong, he got the good pop, good power. He has a lot of knockouts, but I don't see him as a super knockout artist. He doesn't have like that mega type punch, but he is a good fighter and he's developing, his body. So, man, well, when he beat Carita Lopez, that was at 116. Now he moved up to 122. So, his body is growing. He will be stronger, and he might even have more power now in his punch. He did impress me in that fight because he was fighting a veteran who was champion. He won. I think it was by decision that he won that fight, I believe. And it was a very good, entertaining fight from the first round to the end. He did get caught a couple times, but he was fighting a veteran, because you could call him old. But old veteran, sometimes a veteran, the experience can make up for that old part of you, where you might not be as fast or the reflexes, but the experience, man, it always means a lot. So Sansona, to me, he did very good, and at the same time won a world championship belt at 116. So moving on to Wilfredo Vazquez. Wilfredo Vazquez, 25 years of age. He has 17 fights, 0 losses, undefeated, and 14 KOs. The interesting part of Wilfredo Vazquez is that he wasn't a boxer since a kid. He never liked boxing. I don't know what other sport he was doing, but it wasn't boxing. He was working. At one point where he was around 22 years of age, he had his girlfriend, now must be his wife, and had a baby. So he got fired or laid off from his job and did not have work and decided to get into boxing. Told his dad, I want to be a boxer. His dad said no. He didn't take him seriously. And he said, no, I'm not going to train you. I don't want to be part of that. And so Wilfredo Vazquez Jr. started to box himself, started to train himself, and started doing some amateur fights. His dad was impressed. He was impressed. He was like, wow, man, he does have talent. It does run in the family to a certain point. And this dude, debuted at the age of 22 without much, I believe, little amateur experience. Just little amateur experience. So you're thinking, well, he's just there because his father and whatever. No, man, the kid has talent. I've seen him in a lot of fights. I think I've seen most of his fights. Kid has talent. He improves. He's a gym rat. The first thing that his dad said, I'll train you, but we're going to have to be in the gym 24/7. And after every fight, he'll rest for a week and he'll go back to the gym. So this guy's pretty much living in the gym. And it's funny, this dude, he went into boxing because he needed a job. And it turned out the kid is good. He's very good. He's explosive. He's exciting. He's become a great star in Telemundo boxing. They always have him as a main event. And now this is his time to shine, to be a world champion versus a real young and flashy Marvin Sansona. the thing is, Marvin Sansona will be making history being a young and up-and-comer. If he wins this fight, I think this is a very big test for Marvin Sansona. But Wilfredo Vazquez, it's a thing here. He will be making history if he wins, because apparently this will be the first time in history where you have a father who's a champion and now a son on the verge of becoming a champion. I didn't even know that little, that little info there. I thought that had probably been done at some point, but apparently it hasn't. So it will be part of history if Wilfredo Vazquez wins a belt, having his father being a champion at one point in his career at the weight class of 122. That be the original Wilfredo Vazquez Sr. Thing is, at the same time, he's the trainer of Wilfredo Vazquez Jr. So this is very interesting, man. These two guys have a lot to lose here and a lot to win and a lot to gain. Sansona wins. He's just going to catapult himself to being more of a superstar and being closer to one day being the next Manny Pacquiao. I don't think it's fair to compare him to Manny Pacquiao because he's too young, but the thing is, that is the comparison right now in the Philippines. And Wilfredo Vazquez, if he wins, he'll make history for the history books. And we already have the youngest professional fighter in history, where I think it was Benitez being the youngest fighter to become a professional, which will never be broken, because nowadays you can't be a professional until you're over 18, I believe. And Benitez, I think, became professional when he was like 16, 17 years of age. So we already have that in the history books. We almost had two brothers being champ at the same time, which would have been Miguel Cotto and Jose Cotto, but Jose Cotto lost the opportunities that he had during those championship fights. So this will be making history for the island of Puerto Rico, an island that loves the sport of boxing, that has produced many great fighters and champions. And if Vazquez wins, it's another champion added to the list of numbers of champions that we produced here in Puerto Rico. So it will be amazing, and I will do my prediction bid right after this. You'll see this video and then go right to the prediction bid. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to record it. I'm going to put it out there on the page, man. Much respect, love to the whole boxing community and the whole fan, man. Great hobby. I love it, and I'm glad. I'm mad happy that ESPN Friday Night Fight Boxing is back, man. Big time, awesome, without too much fuss. Just incredible. Thanks.